to show you how to set up for a volleyball match. So we use this camera for the volleyball match. How close do you want me to get? So obviously the battery level is low, so we can see right here where the battery is. This is the battery pack that we use for this camera. You have to turn the battery pack on, you hold it down, and then you'll see the blue lights come on, and you connect to the battery pack. The camera only has about an hour and a half life, so the battery pack has to be connected. So doing the volleyball, I like to work backwards. I like to work from the camera to the computer. So with this, we will put the battery pack up here, it Velcros on, and then we screw the camera on. So opening up the camera right here is where our HDMI cable comes in. So we're going to use the smaller HDMI to the large, or to the regular HDMI. Okay, so we're going to plug that part into the camera, and then you'll see this already has a setup for an HDMI cable. This one's actually broken, so we don't use that. But on the other side, we'll see this multicam thing, and we plug it in on the opposing side. This is going to give us access to turn the camera on and off once it's up high, and also be able to zoom in and out. There we go. So we plug that in. Okay. So, also with this camera, you have to open the lens. It doesn't open automatically. So from there, slide that in, and then we'll tangle it. So working backwards from the camera, now we're going to take our HDMI cable and we are going to put it in the top right here, the HDMI in. And you'll notice I have an HDMI cord coming out. That is going to connect to my transmitter. So I have my transmitter here. So again, working backwards, the HDMI cable comes into my cat cable. So the transmitter, now this is going to run to the computer. Have to plug in the transmitter. You'll see the little green light right here, which is a status button. If that goes red, there's a reset button on the other side. I usually use a bobby pin or an earring to push the button in. This will have to be plugged in. Then you will see from up here, we have to plug in this monitor. Monitor gets power from here, also plugged in. So the monitor right here is the on-off switch, and then we switch that open, and that is going to show you the picture from up top. Now that the monitor is on and all hooked up, this rope right here is going to help with the camera up top. And we're gonna be able to put the cord into frame however we want. And then once we get it, we just go ahead and we wrap it around. So you just wrap it around a handful of times to secure the camera. From here, the little multicam that we plugged in up top is going to plug into this little remote down here. This is how we can control the camera. So we are able to, now if you look at the screen, zoom in and zoom out. And then we can also turn the camera off from there to save battery and turn the camera back on. So with this, it does move. Once we get where the camera wants to be, I tape this to the device just because we can't get it to stay secure in any other way. So we just tape it so we're able to keep it right here. Working from the camera all the way to the computer, here is that black cable that we plugged into our transmitter. We are now going to plug it into our receiver. So then our receiver gets plugged in to our power strip, and then working from there we have an HDMI cable. then this is called a video capture device. This is how our picture gets from the camera to our computer. Also goes HDMI cable. Then we're gonna take the Thunderbolt cable, plug it into that, and then that will go into the computer. We will go right here. It's called Production Truck. It will all be set up, so we log in. So if we want to open up the screen, then we need to go find the camera. So we're going to go to the middle of the page, the gear, and we're going to find camera 1. Go to source, and we're going to find our video capture device, which is the video or the Ultra Studio recorder. And then the line in is an HDMI. So that is now the feed that we just set up. So let's go ahead and set up audio. So we are taking this splitter, I guess. This is for the charger because we only have 2 ports. So we don't want our camera going down. So we're gonna take from there and use, oh, it fell. So we have a USB cable. Gonna plug the USB in, and this is how we're gonna get sound. And then we're gonna take this over to our mixer and plug into our mixer. Mixer has 2 cords. The other one is plugged into our power strip. And then your mixer will be on. Now, hooking up the headphones, we're gonna go into this main, and we're gonna go into the left. And we do have 2 broadcasters, so we do one here, and we do one set of headphones here in the one spot, and we do the other set, same thing, into the 2. And a big thing about this is right up here, when your commentators are talking to each other, it is the gain button, and you want them at about 6 o'clock, sometimes 8 o'clock, depending, and so they can hear each other, and they can also hear the game noise. The fans can hear the game noise, and then they have their own controls right here, and then the whole device is controlled here. So back over here, so where we found our camera, we're gonna go find audio. We're gonna go find our source, and we plugged into the USB, so we're gonna go find the USB audio. And now if you'll see down here, that we're talking, that audio is coming through the headsets. So we can go ahead and click out of that. And we can mute button right here. If it's not green, it's not live. I'm gonna go over how to do a layover so what people can see. So we're gonna go up here. We went to this little plus button down here in the bottom left-hand corner. We're gonna go up here to the open, and we are gonna do volleyball. So for every board that we have, softball, baseball, volleyball, basketball, you have to have a control panel. So we want to click the control panel, and then what design do we want for volleyball? We are going to do this flat design, and we can do a game intro. So we're going to open those, and then all 3 of these will be down here. So we'll start with our game in, and we drag it over here. Nothing is populated because we haven't added anything. So we can go down, and we're gonna choose a file, documents, conference logos, and we're gonna go put the NJCAA volleyball logo in. So that's gonna be in the middle. So our scoreboard, we're also going to drag it over here. We can move that scoreboard wherever we want, depending on the camera setup. And when we go to our control panel, you'll see the game. This is during the game, how we score the match, but we need to put in our away competition. So we'll say we're playing Salt Lake Community College. They are the Bruins, SLCC. And then we get to pick their coloring. And then when we select a file, we're gonna go back to documents, conference logos, and then here's a file for the SWAC logos. And we're gonna go find SLCC. So it's gonna populate right here and populate their logo here. Now we're gonna go set up the home team. So Colorado, Northwestern Community College, Martins, give us our red, select our file, our Spartan helmet, so it'll populate right here. Now, this part right here is where what the fans see, or whomever is watching the broadcast. So to get this up here, we're gonna click overlay. So this is something we like to set up before a game or before a match happens. And then we don't want this to go away in between a timeout or anything, so we're gonna go down here and we're gonna lock that. So now if I clear my overlays, this piece will stay here and the other piece will go away. So during a timeout, we can put that back up, or during a set, go back to the control panel and we're gonna go to the game, and then this is where we click points. And as you can see, those points are reflected for our fans to see.